Hey everyone, welcome to Pastor Play. So today we have Zatima Season 2, Episode 2, titled Guilt Trip, currently streaming on BET Plus now. So we open up with Fatima basically telling Zach that the side chick is a sex toy and it's called Side Chick Pussycat for YouTube purposes. And basically you just put some warm water in it and you can go, Zach, go. Because basically Fatima and Roxy, they need some time to recuperate and rest up. And again, Roxy is what Fatima calls her vajayjay because it rocks. And she's basically telling Zach, 4 to 6 times a day is exhausting, and you can overdo it. You can end up getting, and I think I said in the last episode review, you can end up getting, like that kind of burned your it can get inflamed, you're down there, and it can start to hurt, and it can start to hurt and be painful if you kind of overdo it. You can't do too much of a good thing, apparently, because they having fun. And she's also like, she's Fatima's gonna go to law school pretty soon, and she'll still be working at the law firm, so she's going to be home a lot less, and when she is home she'll probably either be studying or trying to get some rest. And she's like, I need you to get used to the side chick for those in between times when I'm at work or I'm at school, or maybe I'm just really tired and exhausted from the day. So this is the middle side chick, basically. It's not an actual person, it's just a sex toy. And Zach is like, I don't want to touch that thing. She's like, she's like, it squirts. It feels like the real thing. He's like, I don't want that. I want you. He's like, he said, why you mad? Basically, he's like, before they got engaged, she was doing all kind of stuff. They was doing it in the car, on the car, outside, inside, on the sink, on top of the table, under the table, everywhere. And she was like, I was just trying to see how far you can go. And he's like, that's not fair. You tricked me. And, at the end of the day, again, the vitamin D is it's she needs time to recuperate. I mean, she's right. I mean, sometimes, you need to give yourself a day or two. She needs a little bit of a break. She needs that Nell Carter. Give me a break. Yeah, yeah. Give me a break, cause I sure need one. Shout out to Nell Carter. May she rest in peace. And they kind of agree to disagree. She's trying to get him to try it out, but they end up going on to another subject. They end up talking about their parents, and Fatima hasn't even told her parents about Zach, or the fact, I don't even think that she's dating him, or the fact that she's engaged. Her mom is, like, I guess, old school, and she wouldn't be okay with Fatima moving in with Zach and them already living together, I guess, before marriage. So she hasn't even had that conversation with her parents. And Zach tells, Fatima about his mom a little bit, that, she was a drug addict and she let a lot of bad things happen to him. And Fatima's like, well, you need to go talk to her, say what you need to say, get it off of your chest, don't hold it in. And then, too, they also do talk about how that anytime, and this might have actually been in the first episode, but I did want to mention it because I think it's just a crucial thing, is that anytime that Fatima wants to talk about something, she wants to talk about it right then and there. She doesn't want it. She doesn't allow, Zach to go away and process necessarily. But anytime he brings up something that he wants to talk about, she wants to, talk about it later, give her some time to process and think about it. Now they're both impulsive. Sometimes they both can be irrational and just kind of explode or go with just like kind of that gut impulse emotion, depending on who it may or may not be. We say, you've seen it in Sisters, and you've seen it on Zatima, on different people, on how they kind of will engage you. And so they're both kind of guilty of that. And basically Zach is like, I just want the same consideration that you want me to give you. when I bring up stuff. So if I say I want to talk about it right now, let's talk about it right now. Don't tell me that you want to talk about it later. I just want the same consideration and respect. Why do you always do that? And she kind of did it again when they were talking about their parents. When they talk about certain things, she does that. And he's like, I just basically want the same consideration and respect. And I think that that's fair. He's not asking her to go above and beyond. He's like, I just want the same respect and consideration. And I agree. I'm like, can we meet in the middle? Right? Can we just talk about it? And they both got stuff that they got to deal with either way. They both got stuff going on for different reasons with different people. So, and also to Fatima offered to go with Zach to see his mom. And he's like, no, y'all don't need to meet each other. I really do want to see them meet each other, though. I hope that happens in the next, what, I guess 8 episodes. They had 10 episodes I think it was 10 episodes last season. So they'll assumingly at least have 10 episodes this season. So I hope Fatima and Gladys, that's the name of his mom, I hope they do meet because that'll be interesting. Uh, so after that, we go see Zach. He finally goes to meet his mom, and he walks right past her, and it looks like Zach's mom, whose name is Gladys, and his brother Jeremiah. Looks like they either live in the projects, or maybe it looks like it could be like some halfway house or something, perhaps, because she is a drug addict, but for the it's funny. It's funny because he walks right past it. Like it's been a long time since he's seen us. So I don't even think he recognized her. And she's like, "You don't even see me." And basically, she's like, "I hear you got a new place and blah blah blah." She's like, "You got room for me over at your house?" Things are not going good here. They may kick me out. And he like, if they kicking you out of here, it's only because of one thing. And then they end up showing Jeremiah, slapping some dude's hands, giving the dude's drugs, and the dude giving them money. So they out there selling drugs all out in public. Anybody could see it. So, and then she starts going back and forth saying, she's doing better. But then turns out that they spent the $10,000 that Zach had gave Jeremiah last season, which in this, I don't know, within the season, it could have been like a couple weeks or a few months ago. And then she's like, I got problems. Wait, but you just said you was okay. Then she's like, well, I'm on methadone. That's supposed to be helping me. And, you know, and then it's like, at this point, it's like, no, no, mama, don't come to Zach's house and mess up his kids that he just found out about, you know. And then she's like, we don't have anything. We don't have nothing. Help your brother get a truck. He wants to start a moving business. A moving business. I feel like it'll be moving drugs and not necessarily people's belongings, or they belongings will end up getting lost on the truck. And she's like, I need money for grocery. But Zach's like, no, I'm not gonna give you no money. He's like, if you want grocery, I'll take you to go get grocery. And automatically you can tell that, I mean, you could tell last season that his brother was shady, and actually now meeting his mom, they just shady characters. They're just, like, just because you family doesn't mean that they're automatically good for you. And they're just shady people at the end of the day. And this episode is called Guilt Trip, and she's trying to guilt him into, I'm your mama. And they say, even if your mama, and at the end of the day, just because you have kids doesn't mean you should be responsible for them. And at the end of the day, though, drug addiction and alcoholism and all these different things are, all these things are problematic. It doesn't necessarily excuse what what she allowed to happen to him. He talked about how he was in foster care, and even though Zach went to jail, apparently his brother went to jail for him. So I mean, so the brother acts like he owes him, and he's like, Zach is like, you never let me forget. But I'm like, how? what is that supposed to be? Is he supposed to take care of you? Like you can't get a job? I don't know. I don't know. I don't like when people take advantage of people, especially it's always sad when it is your own family, and that's basically what it is. It's a guilt trip. The episode is perfectly titled for that. But either way, Zach is like, no, I'll take you to get grocery. He ends up driving her to the grocery store. She's like, oh, Zach, your car is so nice. How much did it cost you? He said, you asked me that a couple times. So he ends up going into the store with her. He does end up giving her $100. She tries to take his wallet. What the hell? She tries to take his wallet too. He like, give me my wallet back. He gives her $100. Right. And the funny thing, yeah, so he gives her $100 and she gives they end up going into the store and basically she ends up giving him slip. She ends up leaving out through the back door. She doesn't buy anything, of course, because she wanted the money for drugs, which he already knew. He knew that when she asked. He ends up getting distracted by talking to, I guess, a childhood girlfriend or boo thing named Connie. you know that's basically it. I don't really think that was important. Connie may come back around later, but basically she was like, do you remember you used to love me, say I love you, and you used to sneak out of the window of my mom's house when she would come home and we were getting it on? I mean, Connie may come around, but I don't really feel like she's that character is necessarily important right now. So she may have been like a childhood, love girlfriend, whatever. But anyway, she ends up distracting him, and Gladys ends up leaving out the back with $100 because she wasn't gonna get groceries. She'd rather be high, even though she's getting better now. She's better now, right? She's on methadone. So I've dealt with people like this. I know. And that's the thing too. It's guilt trip. I mean, yeah. And after this, basically, Zach ends up going home. He ends up sitting kind of in the driveway, staying in the car, and he starts to cry when Fatima gets in. And Fatima's like, I think you need to see somebody. We building a life together. We starting a family, and you need to talk to a professional. You need to talk to somebody about what happened between you and your mother and how that has affected you. And she's like, I love you and I got you, and I'm not your mother, but I can't change it or undo what your mother has done to you. But basically, you need to deal with this. You need to deal with this in a constructive way because you're trying to act like it's okay and it's not bothering you. And clearly that it is. And then she's like, we can sit here all night if you need to, because he tells her, go inside, just give me a little bit more time, give me a few minutes to myself. And she's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. And then he starts to cry some more, and he ends up telling Fatima this story that when he was 6 at the gas station with his mom, she just disappeared. She just left him in the front of the gas station. He's calling mom, mom, looking around, looking for her. He don't see her, and he ends up going into the back where she disappeared to, and she's giving this trucker some head, and he's calling her mom, mom, and she doesn't even stop. She just keeps on doing it, and he's just like standing there watching his mom give this trucker head, and he's like, this, he said, how you gonna be a mother and this woman don't care nothing about me. She don't care about me at all. And yeah, that's just, I don't know, that was really sad. They talk about men needing to deal with their emotions. I think this episode is pivotal. A lot of the anger and frustration, probably a lot of his behavior, the way that he kind of, in terms of maybe how he was treating Karen and the other women, and how he was kind of sleeping around. All those things are kind of most likely residual effects of the way that he was raised. Out of in and out of foster care. You know, how his mother treated him. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to blame his mother specifically, but every action has a reaction. All these things have consequences. And so by her doing, or by the way that he grew up, it affected the type of, teenager that he was, the type of man that he is now. And he has been and is working on trying to be better. And Fatima is helping him with that. But there's only so much that she can do to a certain extent. And now, as far as dealing with his past, that's something that he has to kind of reconcile and figure out on his own. And she's like, that's what you need to do. She's like, I'll go. Fatima's like, she'll offer to go. She's like, I'll go with you. You want me to go with you? She go with him to Karen. She always offers to go with him. She doesn't just be like, do it alone. So she says she's a ride or die, and that's true. So she's like, I'll go to therapy with you if you want me to go. So, he said, we'll figure it out. So hopefully he does get therapy, because I think he needs it too, especially if he's going to keep dealing with his mama, right? Because your mama just care about getting high, right? Even though she doing better though, and she on methadone, right? Drug addicts, they always better, doing better, but they always in the same predicament. So no, I've dealt with people like that, so I understand. But yeah, it's like, no, don't fall for that. Don't let them guilt trip you. And Zach still went to jail. So his brother's saying, I went to jail for you. Okay, I went to jail too. But you won't. We both served time. Right. I mean, he gave him a 10,000. I mean, even if he gave him like $100,000, they would still spend that up and then come back. I mean, it may be some months, it could be a year, who knows? They would come back and ask for more money. So I don't, I don't, he just needs to stay away from them. And again, like I said too, if he did let Gladys back in his life, or actually and their place is not big enough really for what is about to really happen. They only really seem to have one room, the room upstairs in that house. So it's a nice house. It's only really for like one room. They can maybe have, the kids are still young, so they wouldn't necessarily have to get like you know, a, a 3, 4, whatever, 5 bedroom house or whatever that they would need. But eventually, the kids would get bigger and they would need someplace bigger. But there's no place for his mama to stay anyway. But why would you want her to be around your kids? Right. She basically did the same thing that she did when he was 6, just now as an adult. She left him at the grocery store. At least now he can at least get his own car now, and he can leave. He ain't gotta wait for her. But right, I wouldn't trust her with my kids. So no, you can't stay with me. And she ended up letting the brother in. They probably would steal from him, sell their stuff, or they come back home one day, everything be gone. No. And then the brother is just creepy. That actor, he's doing a great job. His brother is just creepy. I mean, the brother is creepy. Yeah. And they call Fatima bougie. If you want to call Fatima bougie, you can, but Fatima will hurt you. Fatima is not the one, though, right? She may be bougie, but Fatima is very much street. And her cousin is the madam and all these different things going on. So I mean, I wouldn't F with Fatima, right? I don't think Gladys is prepared. Jeremiah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Fatima and Gladys does meet, because that'd be very interesting. I would like to see that. I would really like to see that. But his brother is creepy. That actor is doing a very good job of playing that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where everything goes. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things go from this episode. How the family dynamics play out, and maybe we'll actually get to meet Fatima's parents and see how they are. But other than this is a good episode. I would say that I thought this episode was written pretty well too. Um, so if Tyler, I was trying to see, I saw that he wrote episode 1 and episode 12 on one site. So I'm not sure if Tyler Perry wrote this episode, but if he did, I would say, at least for me, I would say that the writing's a little bit better, at least with these first 2 episodes. But that's just my opinion, of course. But yeah, I think these first 2 episodes of writing is better. I would say, this time around. Though I didn't think it was bad the first season, but I feel like the writing is I don't know, starting off, I just noticed that the writing was just better with these first two episodes. So other than that, let me know what you think. Comment below. Please if you like this review, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm getting videos now that's gone over 1,000, 2,000 at this point. People are not subscribing. Have some class. Please subscribe. Other than that, check out some of my other videos. If you didn't see Zatima the first season, check out the reviews on that as well. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye.